Greetings, viewers! Natalia here, bringing you another Edgelord commentary. I'm sure you all remember SonicShadow98. You know, the guy who did that really awful video on Doodle Tones last year? Well, he's back, and he did a rant on the commentary community. Oh, not the commentary community as a whole, just the slideshow commentary community. Because those always go so well, don't they? Before we begin, I've taken the liberty of editing his video, so that instead of pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog, you'll be seeing pictures of Shadow the Hedgehog. Why did I do this? A, I regret not using Darth Stewie for his interjections the last time I did a video on him, and B, Shadow just suits his blustering try-hard bravado way more. Yeah, this intro goes on way too long, and the music just cuts off when we get to his logo, so... skip!
Hello, I am SonicShadow98, once again with another rant! This time, I am going to be doing a rant on a certain community that drives me insane and makes me want to cringe 90% of the time. No, I am not talking about the Sonic fanbase, even though I might do a rant on that in the future. I am talking about the commentary community! For those who don't know, the commentary community is basically people who are commentators that come together and commentate on certain videos. It becomes basically like an entire fandom. That's all fine and all, but there's so many problems with the community. Once it became a community, many of the commentators just said, fuck it, and did commentaries that were just bad. The commentaries in that community got so ridiculous that even Youngblood Fantasy called them out.
Okay, as someone who went through every channel of every commentator going back to 2012, I remember coming across Youngblood's rant. The only real thing it has in common with your rant is mentioning drama, and even then, I believe it was quite different drama to what you're going to bring up. The other issues Youngblood had with the commentary community by the time he made this little rant was the overusage of media clips, overusage of certain phrases, the inability to identify trolls like Mario to Plumber, and how many videos have been made on Nintendo Meta Runner back when he was simply known as Joshua, because it was pretty much obvious to Youngblood that Joshua wasn't going to listen to any criticisms sent his way. By the way, that video of Youngblood's you mentioned, yeah, it's 9 years old at this point, so it's very, very likely that all the stuff Youngblood ranted about is outdated, and yet you're treating it as if it's current.
Now, not all of the people in the commentary community are bad content creators, and not all of them are bad people. Blaze the movie fan,
even though he doesn't do the slideshow format for his videos, so he doesn't belong on your list of commentators. Seriously, why do so many of these rants include Blaze when he uses a webcam?
there are many people who make really bad commentaries and get so many views and subscribers. I am just scratching my head, wondering why people subscribe to them and like the videos so much.
Well, gee, I wonder why. It's not like people could like the personalities of the commentators, the style in which they do their commentaries, their editing, the avatars they use, the points they make that actually debunk the person they're covering, or they just like the commentator as a person in general. No. There is absolutely nothing to like about this community, simply because you say so. People who aren't you like something you don't? What kind of black magic is this?
Doodle Tones is a major example of how not to make commentaries. I have nothing against her too much as a person. Okay, I'm just about done with this video here. I only did some parts of this commentary because I want to teach Doodle Tones a lesson. Doodle Tones, get a frickin' life. If all you're doing is commentary videos and you speed up your voice to sound like a chipmunk and nobody will take you seriously, then this proves that you're a failure in life. Also, set by a Sonic fan said nothing wrong and out of line in his commentary. He actually threw some good points, which you were lacking throughout the entire video. I was only able to pick up one good point from you in your video response to him, which isn't saying much. Doodle Tones, do yourself a favor and get the fuck off the internet. But her commentary videos are just bad. They are worse than my past commentaries. Doodle is so boring. And she talks in a condescending tone at times.
Like you insulting your targets and telling them to quit making videos was any better than Doodle being unintentionally condescending in her earlier commentaries. There's also the fact that when Doodle got backlash on her commentary on MakeDoop TV CC rant for being unintentionally condescending, she not only disowned that video, but also put out an apology afterwards.
She joked about autism in her commentary on Step by a Sonic Fan, which wasn't even funny in the first place. Piece of shit. And if it wasn't a joke, then it was just really cruel, mean, and messed up.
One, it wasn't a commentary. It was a response to a commentary done on her. Two, Doodle followed up by saying she isn't qualified to tell whether or not Sapphire has autism. And three, you know who agrees with you? Doodle.
Okay, first of all, how the hell do you know that Step by a Sonic Fan actually has autism?
I don't. My, albeit pretty tasteless joke, never said that I knew or not. In fact, I straight up said the contrary to that, where I falsely looked up on Google how to tell if someone does have autism or NPD or not, before realizing that I'm not a doctor and don't have the experience to actually diagnose someone with that. Like, yeah, it's an extremely tasteless joke, but don't put words into my mouth.
I don't think he does. And even if he does have autism, that would be offensive. Speaking of my next point, you're offending actual people with autism!
Outside of maybe you presuming you have it, I don't know. Citation needed, because without it, it just seems like you're getting offended on other people's behalf. Like, I'm not saying that there's not anyone who could be offended by that joke. Looking back years later, as I said, it's extremely cringe, absolutely distasteful, and I don't think I was in the right for making it.
Plus, her voice sounds like Fred Figurehorn. She sounds like frickin' Fred.
One speaks in a calm, analytical manner with some sarcasm. The other intentionally pitched up their voice to sound like a kid and screamed their head off due to playing a grade schooler trapped in a teenager's body. Yeah, no. Doodle and Fred aren't comparable just because Doodle pitch shifts her voice to sound more like a girl just because she's transgender. Oh, and you know she doesn't like the sound of her own voice, but you still treat it like it's a problem. Not everyone has to like Doodle's voice changer, but don't make an inaccurate comparison, especially an outdated one since Fred isn't relevant anymore. Seriously, last time I remember anyone saying anything about Fred, it was grade A under A, and that was years ago. I didn't edit that, by the way. For a few seconds, all we get is absolute silence. Why do we linger on a picture of Fred? Why not just have the picture on screen when you're making the comparison?
I swear, her commentary videos are so boring that half of the time I am not paying attention to them. They just make me want to go watch something else, and I am just rolling my eyes like, when is the video going to end already?
Hey, that's how I feel about your videos.
I also don't care for the Insane Critics, Fractured Lights, and Umbris's commentaries. I haven't watched Fractured Light and Umbris's commentaries in full, but I am pretty sure they are the same condescending bullcrap as Doodle. I am just not a fan of their work, and don't care to watch them all the way.
I haven't watched videos from these people, but I know they kind of sing like Doodle Tones, even though I just said I haven't watched any of their videos.
Do you even listen to yourself when you talk?
I drift in and out.
The Insane Critic also falls into the same trap. His art style for his avatar is hideous that even I can draw better, and yes, he drew his avatar.
Nobody cares!
His commentaries are also blah. I bet he can't even make a rant video to save his life!
And you're gonna tell us how his videos are blah, are ya? I mean, you spent a few minutes moaning about Doodle Tones and how she's supposedly boring and condescending, but you can't give us specific examples about why you think these three are bad commentators? Really? Then why are they here? Now, for the next few minutes, he talks about drama in the CC. However, the examples he gives don't really count as drama. One is just an argument about a controversy surrounding Scott Cawthorn, so it really doesn't have anything to do with the CC. It was just an argument he had with CC people on a CC server, and the other example he talks about is irrelevant, so we're gonna be skipping all that.
So much toxic drama has happened within the community. The Dan Stein drama is one of the many commentary community dramas.
Really? Now, don't get me wrong. Dan has a reputation for jumping onto any drama bandwagon. Like 3 years ago when people were claiming that Wolfie Shoe faked her voice. And Dan did really crappy commentaries on people defending her. I don't know what current Dan drama you're referring to, but if I had to guess, I could assume it's when Dan called another commentator named Holy Majesty a pedophile last year, with zero proof during that whole bandwagon on SonicShadow98. Or, and I just found this out recently, I've been told that Dan's made lewd comments towards a girl.
I can't even stand internet drama, so I am not going to like the community if it's filled with all that drama. So much of the internet drama they've gone into is pointless! It's freaking stupid and pointless! That is not right! Why the hell can't we just all get along?
Because that's not how people work. If you get a big enough group of people together, there's going to be some level of conflict. For example, just as Sylveon is a subject of drama because he has a hate boner for Doodle Tones and her past actions, which she has long since owned up to, seemingly because Doodle hurt people's fifis and is a bad friend, even though one of those people she hurt is an abuser. He also defends making sexual art of child characters because they're just drawings. By the way, according to Septipaws, this person is 15. Sylveon's also been nicking Doodle's art to use on his side channel Doodle clones and posting the stills on his Twitter as if the characters belong to him. And I've been told he's now doing this with fan art of Doodle as well. He also uploaded an animation from Doodle, posted it on his channel, and then accused her of false flagging it, claims that animation belongs to her to begin with. All of this because he hides behind the excuse that he's a clone channel of Doodle Tones. Another example of drama in the CC is that due to a grudge he holds against Luxter, Nintendo made a runner and left an obnoxious comment on one of his videos, which became a long comment chain. This happened again with Pink Robot when she chose to commentate on that comment chain, resulting in not one, but 2 long comment chains on the video. Oh, there's also the fact that he called me an SJW for being morally against pedophilia, and tried to report my Twitter when I called him a clown, dumb, and a buffoon, citing it as harassment. Gee, it's almost like when people let their emotions do the thinking and refuse to back down, there's going to be some level of conflict.
Also, many of the commentary community videos are just in the same HD style. They don't feel like they are trying to be unique at all. They should at least be a little more different and separate from one another.
I mean, there's Pink Robot who puts her avatar in the corner while the video she's covering plays, and generally only uses one image for her avatar, and Lunatic the Game bookends their commentaries with a storyline using assets made by her and Tempest. There, 2 examples of commentators in the slideshow CC doing something different.
You should try to create your own style, or even your own take on the slideshow style of commentaries. Don't try to be so much the same. This is also why I still do majority of my videos on Windows Movie Maker. It offers something fresh and unique to the
Fresh and unique! Fresh and unique! I can't! You honestly said that! A lot of people have used Windows Movie Maker when they started doing videos, including people from the Slideshow CC before they upgraded to Sony Vegas or VideoPad. Hell, some of them are probably still using Windows Movie Maker. So no, what you're doing is not fresh and unique. You unironically said that.
I really do think that if some commentators don't want to use their natural voice, they should do text-based commentaries, or better yet, use a text-to-speech program.
A commentator by the name of Spy in Jeopardy made a commentary responding to an ideology that Doodletons has regarding modern internet cancel culture. Doodle feels as if the user iDubbbz is responsible for a drastic increase of call-out videos. and Spy in Jeopardy feels as if that thought process puts more of an onus onto one individual when videos exposing another's inadequate behaviors have existed long before the presumed target fault.
As for text-based commentaries, those are regarded as having the least amount of entertainment value, and people will more than likely pass them by. People usually use commentaries as background noise when they're doing something else. You can't really do that with a text-based commentary, and they were wildly unpopular with the CC in 2012. Are you saying you want the CC to devolve? The only text-based commentator I'm aware of is Clay Claymore, and he's largely ignored by everyone outside his fanbase. Hell, I didn't know he was still making commentaries. You'd think he'd move on since he has a real life and everything.
I mean, you can do what you want with your commentaries, be my guest, but I am just not that much of a fan of high-pitched, speed-up, squeaky voices!
That wasn't so much sped up and squeaky as it was raspy and shrill. My ears are bleeding now. Thanks.
Many members of the community have told me many times that I can't take criticism.
I still got this screenshot, dude. It gives off the impression that you can't and don't want to take criticism.
The commentaries from that community, mainly most of them anyways, do the same repetitive crap every freaking time. I watched a CC commentary and then another, and I feel like both are just wasting my damn precious time. They say, oh blah blah blah, you need work, blah blah blah, or something like that. I don't know how to word it at all, but it feels like they don't even try to add anything unique, or even remotely amazing to their commentaries. The skits from them, most of the time, are also boring as hell, and it makes me think like, alright, can't you just move on to the damn video already? It feels like to me that they just record their voices, edit the video with all that stuff, and then click the save to compare button, upload to YouTube, and bam! The video is there for everyone to see. They don't even put that much effort into them, and instead, they make me feel like I am just wasting my time, that I could be watching better YouTube videos. Many of those videos just feel half-assed to me.
And what exactly have you done to stand out and be unique from the rest of the ranting community? Before I got a hold of your video, this has to have been one of the most generic rants I've seen in a good long while. All this video has been was you switching between a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog and a picture of several channel icons. Dude, the community you're ranting on have much higher production values and far better editing in their entire catalog of videos compared to what you plopped out here on the internet. Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house.
This really pisses me off and grinds my gears. Screw that crap. Fuck that shit. I'm done.
He says that, but there's still a minute left of the video. I, however, am ending it here. Oh boy, this was the weakest CC rant I have ever seen. Seriously, when you can make the CC rants Eddie the Scammer did back in the old 2012 days of the commentary community, you know you're doing something wrong. With all that said, this is NoTie saying, thanks for watching and please share your thoughts with me.